Hi everyone! Hi guys! I am Rebecca from ChemKnits, and I've got a big, it's heavy KnitPicks order to unbox today. And I also want to chat about the KnitPicks big sale. I have some predictions from past years and patterns I've observed. And yeah, so I thought we'd talk about it. I'll share some of the things that I think are the best deals in terms, at least in the bare yarn category, for the big sale. And yeah, it's been a while since I've unboxed a KnitPicks order because most of my orders recently have been like 20 packs of Hawthorne or 20 packs of Stroll. Spoiler alert, there's going to be some 20 packs in here, but I also have a few other things that are brand new, and I'm really excited to talk about all of that with you guys. Now, some disclosures and disclaimers. I am a KnitPicks affiliate. And so I have an affiliate link, which means I do earn commissions on sales that are made after people click through my links. So if you think that I have convinced you to go place a KnitPicks order, please use my links. But you are under no obligation to use it to take advantage of any of the deals and discounts that I discuss. I did purchase all of this on my own. And so it's sort of to my discretion what products I promote. And when I don't like something from KnitPicks, I'm not afraid to say so. But I have been a customer for them for probably about a decade now. And I've only been an affiliate with them for, I guess, it's been probably about 2 years now. And so, yeah. And so while, stream quality bad. Just checking in on, of course now it shows me looking down at the computer. Oh no, it seems to be moving okay. What was the other thing I was gonna say? Oh, and so when I talk about predictions and advice and how I approach the KnitPicks big sale, I have no inside information. So all of the information I have is publicly available, or because I've gone back and checked my emails for past sale announcements from KnitPicks over the last couple of years, or last year I actually tracked the daily deals of the big sale on a blog post. So I have that. We have a special guest, Indy. So I have that as well for my information. So I'm making predictions, but it won't necessarily happen the way I expect things. But yes, I'm going to start off by dropping the sale link in the chat. This is sort of the big sale hub where you will find all of the information. So right now there are over 1,000 yarns that are up to 60% off, and you can sort the sale based on percent off or yarn weight, so you can browse through and see what is on sale. In addition, you can also, there's some freebies. You can get a free item with minimum purchase. I think there's some pins and stitch markers available right now. And then there are the daily deals. And so I do want to talk about today's daily deal because it is a product that actually has me really, really excited, and I hope that there will become a bare version of this. So today's deal of the day that expires tonight at midnight or 11:59 p.m. Pacific time is the, oh, Andy, don't step on the laptop. Oh. Is the Hawthorne yarn reel. Basically, it's like a thin blank. It's a tube that they've dyed in a self-striping pattern. So you can knit directly from this. It's essentially a blank. I would love a bare version of a thin blank that would be perfect for dyeing self-striping yarns. You can see, excuse the millions of tabs open. You can kind of see it on the screen right now. So that is the deal of the day, and I have a link for that that I can pop into the chat right now. So no, I'm not allowed to purchase from my own link. So I don't earn commissions off of my own sales, which is kind of a bummer because I spend a lot of money with them. Let's see. That was just responding to a chat question. But yeah, the yarn reels, they're $19.99 each, so it's sort of like equivalent to like what a bare blank is at full price. But if you spend $150 or more, you can get a free one of these free reels, and you can pick the colorway that you get. I like the way that they set up the daily deal this year, because last year they called it, oh sorry, this year it's the deal of the day. Last year they called it a daily deal, but then there wasn't a new one every day, and so it was confusing. This year they have this little like chart with different dates. So there's one today and it shows a picture of the yarn reels like right there. And then the next one is on November 7th. Now, when will the new deals get announced? I'm not sure. In the past, I believe that they tend to update their website around 9 a.m. Eastern time, which is 6 a.m. Pacific time. That's what I found, but I'm not 100% sure. I haven't been checking for like live updates on their website for a while by like sitting and refreshing. I will try probably on the 7th. I'll see if I can do that. But anyway, I will talk more about predictions for that after we do our unboxing. And feel free to let me know if you have any questions all throughout. Indy, come. Yeah, it's sort of a bummer that I can't use my own link. And so it's like I don't get like a discount or anything. I did once ask them to send me any. If you want to be here, why don't you lay down? Okay? I know you're, well, I'm not gonna even say that, the H word. Someone wants DINNER. But I did once ask for a free sample of their subscription box, which they sent me one of, which I thought was a little bit pricey, but honestly is like had a good value. I just own so many KnitPicks tools already that I didn't really need it. Okay, let's open up this big box. I didn't even know that this arrived. I was like trying to see when my order was gonna come, and I found it. So I'm very excited about that. Hey, Indy, it's okay. Lay down. Lay down. I know. No, you cannot lay on the laptop. You can lay right there. All right. So the first thing I've got, and I don't know. Oh, all right. So first thing we've got 1, 2, 3. I guess just 3. 3 bags of Stroll fingering weight yarn. This is my go-to sock yarn base to dye. It is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. I use it all the time. And last month it was the sale yarn of the month, so it was 20% off. And so I think that's why I got 30 instead of 40, because buying it individually was then a better price than buying the bulk bare yarn option. And for example, right now, I think Hawthorne, which is another one I use all the time, is 30% off individual skeins. So if you wanted to get a lot of Hawthorne, it would make sense to buy 30 individual skeins than to go and buy the bare bulk 20 pack, because they don't, when an individual yarn is on sale, that sale does not stack with the bulk purchase. It's sort of a separate SKU. So it's always worth, when you see, like when you're looking at the bulk option, check and make sure that the individual skein is not on sale, because if it is over 15% off, then you want to deal with that. I actually did not check, and now I want to check to see if any of the 20 packs got marked down, because I did not look into that. Quick look doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it. Occasionally one will be more than 15%, and so that's worth checking. But anyway, what else did I grab? I got a 20 pack of KnitPicks Wool of the Andes worsted weight yarn. This I call my go-to workhorse yarn. It is just 100% Peruvian Highland wool, and it's like, I would say it's very comparable to, say, Cascade 2020. It's a workhorse yarn. It felts. It's great. It dyes really nicely. And I really, really like that as well. And so I've been buying that one. Actually, I think that's the first one I ever bought in bulk. And I see some questions, and I'm happy to answer. Aw, I'm so glad that you dyed yarn for the first time. Awesome. Thank you so much for watching my videos. There's a question. Is Stroll soft enough to use for a sweater? I know it's a lot cheaper to buy Stroll than Capretta or Capra. That's pretty much all I've bought so far because you're sensitive to scratchy yarn. Stroll is not scratchy at all. Oh, I'm sorry, Andy. Wool of the Andes is, I don't find it particularly scratchy, but some people do find it scratchy. I use it a lot for like cowls and hats and stuff. I wouldn't necessarily use wool, like Wool of the Andes for a sweater because it might it might just, it's a tad rougher. Stroll is really, really soft. It's like fluffy and I love it. I think it would be totally fine for a sweater, and I think it would hold up fairly well. Something with higher twist might hold up a little tiny bit better, but I have not done a sweater with Stroll, but I think that people can. And ooh, yeah, that reminds me that I want to do a sweater with Swish. But actually, maybe Stroll would be a good one to do. Indy, I love you, but I need you to lay down. There's a reason why normally you're crated during these. Okay, now let's get on to some new friends. I'm really excited. So, I was talking about Hawthorne, which I love. You see what this is? There is DK weight Hawthorne now. So let's see. It feels like that high twist yarn we love. It is 80% fine superwash Highland wool, 20% polyamide, and 225 yards per 100 grams. I think it'll dye really nicely. I'm excited for like a high twist option in DK, and I love the Hawthorne base. Now this yarn is not on sale currently because it's a new yarn line, but it's the fingering weight Hawthorne that is 30% off. One other thing that I will note is that we are seeing a bit of rebranding with KnitPicks. I don't know if you can see it, but in addition to KnitPicks, they have the logo We Crochet on their labels, and so maybe they're trying to be like more inclusive to like the crochet community. I'm not entirely sure. I think that the We Crochet website has I actually haven't visited it, I think, and I've heard, that is not where I wanted to go. I think that the We Crochet website is just crochet.com. Yeah, so it looks like about the same stuff, but what I'm curious about is if I go to, say, a yarn, will they have like a crochet swatch? They do! They do! So instead of a knit swatch, you can see a crochet swatch. Interesting! Oh, I think that is actually really, really cool. Like, I wasn't entirely sure why there would be... Okay, so not everything. That doesn't have a crochet swatch. One of the first ones I clicked on did. So, let's see something that is not Brava. I was trying to see something that was variegated, but let's look at like Dishy Multi. See if there's a crochet swatch. There is! Okay, I think it's awesome that there's crochet swatches. So this is crochet.com, the We Crochet website, which is essentially KnitPicks. But I think that this is really cool because yarns knit up and crochet fairly differently because each crochet stitch uses a lot more yarn. And so pooling and things can be very different on crochet than a knit garment. And so I think that's actually really, really cool. And I had not checked into that until now. So that is fun. Okay, what else did I get? Here's my packing slip. Oh, I didn't get as much stuff as I thought. It's just a big, big package. Does it say how much it weighs? No, it says total weight 0. Well, that isn't super helpful. Okay, what did I get? So did I just get 2? I got 2 Stroll roving. 2 hanks of bare Stroll roving, which I think is also 30% off right now. Stroll was the sale yarn of the month last month, so I stocked up on a bit. This is actually, I probably should have used this for my most recent Dye Pot Weekly when I tried to speckle on roving. I think it would have worked a lot better on a superwash roving than on the Wool of the Andes one that I use. And then finally, I got 5 hanks of Stroll Sport. I know that there's a lot of people out there that don't like yarns as thin as fingering weight, and so now I finally have a 75-25 sport weight in my stash. So it could, in theory, be used alongside like one of the fingering weight ones that I'm using for something. So yeah. And I guess I just got some paper. Okay. Doesn't seem to be like a little postcard or anything this time, but that's okay. Yes, that was mommy, not you. It's okay. The dog looks at me like, we go WAL, okay. But yeah, as I said, I've been a KnitPicks customer for about a decade, and I've tried a lot of their yarn bases. But there's also a lot of new ones that they're coming out with, and so I haven't exactly tried everything. So if there's a new one that you want me to check out, let me know, because during November, it's probably the time for me to try things out. But yeah, let's talk a little bit more about the big sale. So the big sale is going from yesterday, the 4th, through November 25th, which you'll note is before Thanksgiving. I believe Thanksgiving, when is Thanksgiving? Google, help me out. Thanksgiving is November 28th. And so that means that there will probably be a Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale. Historically, that tends to be a 20% off almost everything coupon code. So my recommendations for the big sale are to go for things that are 30% off or more. If there's a yarn, like for me, examples, Hawthorne. Hawthorne fingering weight yarn right now is 30% off. But if I had a 20% off coupon and then used it on the bulk 20 pack that was 15% off, I would save 32%, which isn't a huge deal, except it adds up when you're buying 20 or 40 skeins, that extra like little 2%. So things that are 30% off, I will absolutely go for if it's something that I don't need. Say I only want 10, or say I want, only a couple skeins, I will absolutely go for it. But in general, I tend to try to lean towards the stuff that is 40 to 60% off. And with the big sale, you can sort the yarns through percent by percent off and by yarn weight. My handy tip for finding the bare yarns that are in the like 50 and 60% off category is when you go to that tab, if you sort by title, like A to Z, then all the ones with bare at the beginning of the title will be in order. Now this leaves some things off, like Chroma wouldn't show up there. Now I'm curious. If like Chroma Twist is on sale. Yes, Bare Chroma Twist is on sale. Oh goodness, I can't tell. Maybe it's 30%. I'd have to do the math. 8.39 divided by 11.99. Yeah, so Chroma Twist Bulky is 30% off as well. So some things you might have to go look for, but in general that helps like pull up a lot of the things that are on sale. And yeah, I guess some of my big picks, and I'm starting a blog post sort of like going through some of my picks. Stroll sock blanks are 30% off, which is a big savings because they are usually about $20 each. And unless like you're gonna buy like a 20 pack, like I think it's a good deal. Now, I've talked about this in the past. Blanks are cheaper from Wool to Dye For with the wholesale discount. The downside of wool to dye for's wholesale discount is there's a minimum order of 5 kilograms to get that discount. And I find that the blanks, the platinum sock yarn at Wool to Die For and the KnitPicks Stroll are within 1 yard of each other. They are extremely, extremely similar yarn bases. And the blanks are even like about the same size and the same gauge. The main difference is that I find that the Stroll sock blanks don't unravel as easily. And by that, I mean, they unravel just as easily when you want to unravel them, but they don't intentionally unravel easily. So sometimes with the Wool to Die For blanks, when I'm washing it or when I put it through the spin dryer, it'll start unraveling, and so then I'll have this long tail. Whereas the KnitPicks ones stay a little better secured. So if I want to keep a blank intact, it's prettier than the Wool to Die For ones. So it's really just an aesthetic kind of thing and doesn't make a huge difference. But with the KnitPicks blanks, this discounted, it brings the price gap closer together, and so I'm going to pick some up because I really like them. A few other things. Oh, Bare Super Silk. It's a bulky yarn that's like a wool silk, mulberry silk blend. It's single ply. It's a beautiful yarn, but I think it's also one that is priced so high that people don't usually buy it. So at 60% off, it's fairly reasonable. Gloss DK is 50% off. Big O, I love Big O, is 50% off. The alpaca merino boucle yarn. No, not that one. The cotton boucle is 40% off. Galileo is 40% off. Paragon is 40% off. Gloss fingering weight yarn is 40% off. So there's just a lot of like good stapley ones. Sometimes, so there's some like Super Silk that I have a feeling they might be phasing out because they have some of these like on sale a lot. Because there's a few that I think when they introduced, maybe it was around like a little over a year ago, they introduced 12 new bare yarn bases, which was so fun for me. But some of them, I think, the ones that I didn't pick to play with right away, I think were some of the ones that a lot of other people didn't play to pick with. And so something about, I don't know if I just made good guesses with the ones I bought or what, but the ones that I didn't buy seemed to go on sale a lot more than the ones that I did. So I don't know how much I influence anything, but I do try to buy things at least once to test it out. KnitPicks Bare Hair dye is really, really pretty. Have I used it again? I'm not blanking on if I used it again more recently. I used it in the 2018 ChemKnits Hanukkah special. And I really liked how it came out. And I'm now totally blanking. I feel like I had more of it. And I can't remember if I did, and if I did, what I did with it. But yeah, I liked it a lot. So I'm happy that KnitPicks has come out with a lot of they continue to grow their bare yarn lines. I find that really exciting, especially since they are a retail company, and in the sense that a lot of people are comfortable with their yarn bases. And so if there's a yarn base you really like and they have a bare version of one of your favorite yarns, when you want to go and start dyeing yarn, that was a really easy way to slide in. That's what I did. The first wool bare yarn I did was palette, and I love using KnitPicks palette for color work. I used to do a lot of color work stranded mittens and things like that, and gloves. And so I dyed some of that to use for color work to get sort of like a stained glass kind of effect. And, the rest is history. So I continue to go to KnitPicks because it's what I'm comfortable with. You can buy solids that coordinate with your hand dyed yarns. Dyeing solids is fun too, but getting a true solid is a little harder. So it's nice that you get complementary colors along with the stuff that you dye. And you don't have to start off with a 10-pack. You can buy one at a time. And so I think that that's continues to be, I think, approachable for people who want to start out dyeing yarn. And that's a big reason why, even if I find significantly cheaper supplies elsewhere, KnitPicks is always going to be near and dear to my heart because I feel like it's not like it's well known enough that people may have ordered from there before and people might feel comfortable with it already. And so it's a reason, like, my goal is to make yarn dyeing as approachable to everyone as possible. And so that's a reason why I love KnitPicks. Bear Andean Treasure. Oh, Andean Treasure. Is that on sale? I need some more of it. I absolutely love Andean Treasure. And there's like, what is it? Alpaca Cloud something. Is also really, really great. It is not on sale and it is low stock. Andean Treasure is one of those ones that is now a lot more expensive than it used to be. I think, well, I have a hypothesis, but I think because they started doing more, they didn't used to do like coupon codes and big sales. I think since they started doing more big sales, they raised prices like, I mean, a while ago, like a year and a half ago or something. Just a little hypothesis on that one. But wait, but it doesn't, the Andean Treasure isn't that I see isn't on sale. Oh, you know what might be on sale? Andean Treasure, the non-bear version. So some of the ones I say aren't on sale, they might have colored ones that are on sale. I love Andean Treasure. Yes, they do have some of their colors on sale. And so that's the other thing. If there's a yarn line that you want that isn't on sale, I have bought pale gray Big O yarn because it was, 60% off and I wanted more Big O to dye because I like the Big O yarn base. So you are absolutely not limited to the bare yarn lines if you want to dye. Look for pastels. Go through that 50 and 60% off tab and see like mint over dyes beautifully, pale grays, blush pink. I even highlighter yellow. I have a lot of over dyeing videos on the channel as well that feel free to ask about, and I can point you guys to them at a later date. But yeah, so let's talk about some predictions. So I'm pulling up my website from last year where I kept track of the daily deal. And so some of the things that came up, and I'm mentioning these because you might want to, like, if there's something in low stock, you should place an order sooner rather than later. But if you think that there might be another free yarn bowl with a $100 purchase, maybe you want to save that purchase so you can get that yarn bowl later on. So some of the deals that they had last year included $1 exclusive KnitPicks patterns. There was 30% off needle and hook sets, which I love their wooden needles, like love, 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 especially the square ones, which I think I only have one set of. I love them. Dollar Deals Day, which is probably the most popular one, and I think that's the one that I missed. Just like by a hair last year, where they have some things that are $1, $3, and $5. And some of these can be really good deals, and it's a way to get rid of some inventory. And so that was a really popular one. Another thing that was really awesome in years past, which I don't think they had last year, but they had a year of like oops colorways, specifically with like chroma. They had all these colorways that either they were testers or there was like a mistake. And so they had all these like random ones that didn't ever become an official line that you could buy, which was awesome. I didn't get any of them because they went really fast, but it was really, really cool and something fun. Oh, so some of the deals of the day come, okay, I guess I said some come at 5 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, because I made a note on there that some of them said, no new deal. The next new deal will be out on this day at 5 a.m. PST. So maybe I'll check at 8 a.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. Or not tomorrow, on Thursday, I guess. Freebie Frenzy. So there were tools, swag, and kit bundles. You could get a free item with the purchase of others. There were free lace blocking wires with blocking mats. That was a winning thing that I thought was great. 40% off kits. And then I think the last one was free shipping over $35 with a coupon code versus the standard free shipping over $65 that they offer right now. So that's a look into what was offered in the past. Sometimes during the big sale, they release some limited edition yarn lines. My favorite one is still Full Circle. That one, I loved that, and I still have some Full Circle roving. It was one that was done with like a combination of leftover merino and wool, and so it was like an unspecified wool blend, but it was done with this like recycled wool. It's stuff that otherwise might like get tossed, but it was soft. I made a whole sweater for Keith out of it. I really, really liked that one. So yeah, again, what do I expect? I expect there will be a free shipping coupon. I expect that there will be more freebies with a minimum purchase. A lot of the free coupon, like free thing with a minimum purchase, a lot of those are one per customer. They don't necessarily say one per customer, but I've tried reusing one in the past and I wasn't able to do it a second time. So, and I don't remember if I did like a project bag and I was trying to go for a pin next. You might have been able to do like one of each of the different tiers, but you might not have been able to do the same one twice. So don't count on being able to do that. But I've definitely gotten a lot of like free swag from these sales in the past, and I don't know, I like enamel pins a lot. I collect them, and so I have like a fun lanyard that has a bunch of them up in my knitting studio. But the big thing that I always look out for is what happens on Black Friday, Cyber Monday. The last 2 years in a row, there has been a 20% off almost everything coupon code. The almost everything, I think some branded things like Kromsky spinning wheels and looms are excluded from this, but it applies to most of their tools and books and yarn. And that is possibly my biggest order of the entire year, usually. Because it is like the best that there is. But I can't count on it coming again, so I wouldn't want to tell you to like hold out for it. But yeah, I think that if my inventory is pretty good right now for my bare yarn, but if that coupon comes around, you can bet that I would order some Stroll, some Hawthorne, probably some Wool of the Andes, and some Swish DK. The 4 yarn bases I order the most. Just because it's the best price that I would get for the whole year, and it's worth finding space to put some more. But otherwise, like, some of these deals are really, really good right now, and it's just really fun to take advantage of them. And yeah, but so again, like, if things are under 30% and they're under 30% off and it's something that I buy in bulk 20 packs, I hold out. But if it's over 30%, I will buy it individually. And I lost my chat. Swish highlighter yellow is on sale for $3.59 a ball. Yes, I haven't done the Swish highlighter yellow. I have done the Stroll highlighter yellow. I dip dyed it into Wilton's Violet, actually, because I wanted to go I wanted to do something more risky, because it felt obvious to do blue to turn it green or red to make it more orange or something, but I wanted to do something that might have gone poorly. And the colorway, I think, ended up being really, really beautiful. And so, it's sort of like, your head might say you can't mix purple and yellow, but it's all about the proportion and the intensity of the relative colors, whether or not you end up with brown. And of course, brown can be beautiful, says the woman talking to herself in a room with the last name Brown. But yeah, so Swish, what is Swish normal? Like 100 grams of bare Swish. I forget if it's $8.99. I might be blanking. on what that is full price. I should know my numbers better, but I'm not going on Shark Tank, so no one can crucify me for that. Yeah, but again, like I am an affiliate with KnitPicks, so like that does mean that like I do have an incentive to talk about this. But as you can see, and this doesn't tell me how much I spent. As you can see, I spend thousands of dollars of my own money with KnitPicks every year because I like the yarn. And if I didn't like using the yarn, I wouldn't be buying it and using it. So I hope that that speaks for something. And maybe at some point I'll get up the courage to be like, to ask them if they want to like officially sponsor something. But I give them all this advertising already that I don't know like why they would when I've already using their stuff. So, but we'll see. I tend to be shy when it comes to reaching out to companies. But I do like truly love their yarn. I love it when one of these big boxes shows up on my doorstep. And yeah, I think that like this is a fun time of year. I remember, gosh, maybe it was like 5 years ago when the big sale would be like Black Friday, or maybe it would start on Cyber Monday, and it would be maybe a week, but the morning it would start, the website would break because everybody would be going on trying to get it to load at the same time. And it's still possible that it might do that one of these days, but I think that them spreading out a lot of these deals minimizes the impact of that massive traffic. So hopefully if I check the website tomorrow, it'll tell me when to check for the deal of the day. But the deal of the day like on Thursday and at other dates. But I will, put on Facebook, which also goes to my Twitter. Not that I really tweet things, but it goes there. And so share like if there's like an especially special deal of the day. But otherwise, like, this is going to be going through almost through the like just before Thanksgiving. And so there's time to think about and plan. Oh, my other strategy. This has to be a strategy, KnitPicks strategy overall, but I order knit from KnitPicks so much that I never pay for shipping from them. I don't have trouble hitting that minimum order because I buy yarn in bulk all the time. But a lot of times I will, over the course of the sale, if there's things I want and they're not low stock, I might buy enough to hit the free shipping or to hit whatever freebie I want and save the rest for the next one or to order at the very end. That way, rather than placing one massive order at the beginning, I'm sort of doling it out a little bit slower so then I can take advantage of like those freebie add-ons. And yeah, because you always need new project bags and tote bags and things like that. That's what I like to see. Those are some of my favorite freebies to get from them. Although they have some stitch markers that are pretty cute. But I don't really, actually, there's some freebies right now. I'm not like, the enamel pins, I have my favorites in that set already. And the stitch markers are, like, they have some stitch marker sets that I think are incredible and that hopefully will go on sale. Please, KnitPicks, please. Let's see. Yeah, so let me know if you're watching the replay, let me know in the comments what you hope will go most on sale, what kind of things you want to see, and what's your favorite yarn base? Is there something that does not currently exist in a bare yarn that you hope they will make in a bare yarn? Yeah, like that new Hawthorne reel. I'd love a bare version of that KnitPicks. I would order a lot of it. I would probably order a 20-pack of it right now. Just saying. I know that this is like a new, probably limited edition thing, but it would be really, really awesome to have a bare version of that. I am in general a fan of having more kinds of blanks available that I don't have to crank myself at home. But I certainly make my own Hawthorne blanks, and so it'd be fun to have some like available officially. I am going to go ahead and drop, after I copy it, the big sale link in the chat one more time. So, again, like I do earn a commission when you order through my link. So if I inspire you to shop at KnitPicks. Please do so. It is, it's a nice, it's funny. There's a lot of ways that I support the content that I create. There's ad revenue from KnitPicks. I have the Etsy shop. I have the Patreon. And then there's affiliate income from predominantly like KnitPicks, but also some from Amazon for some of the tools I use. And it's really easy to promote the things that I'm using already anyway. And so it's sort of like a natural like marriage there. Ooh, hemp would be awesome. Yeah, I would love to see more diverse fiber types just in general through their offerings. I think it would be really, really fun. And I mean, I have no idea what they have in the works, but I would love some more, just some fun, like less conventional blends and stuff. Hey, if they want to start bringing in some BFL, I would be a huge fan. I love BFL. I would love to see more bare roving, honestly. That would make me really, really excited. But yeah, hemp would be cool. I don't think I've dyed any hemp yet. All right, anyway. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I am Rebecca from ChemKnits, and make sure you're subscribed because I do a few unboxings every month, and I also sometimes will do random yarn dyeing live streams, and it's just so much fun. I also release 2 new yarn dyeing videos every week, and so that's when I do these big bare yarn orders. It's just supplies for me to turn into more yarn dyeing videos. So it's sort of like, ooh, these are things that might be coming up in videos for the rest of 2019 or going into 2020. Ooh, this is a good question. What yarn would you recommend for your first time dyeing? Well, that's a complicated question in that what do you like knitting the most? If you like knitting hats, then gosh, I might recommend either like Wool of the Andes or Swish Worsted. If you like knitting socks, then I would recommend Stroll or Hawthorne. Those are all some of my favorite bases that I dye a lot. I certainly recommend leaning towards a superwash yarn to start with, just because they do absorb color a little faster. So if you want to play with speckles or something, that can be nice. But I mean, I started with non-superwash wool and food coloring. So yeah, with food coloring or acid dyes, that's sort of what I recommend for starting with. I hope that helps. It's just sort of like, hey, all my favorites. But I mean, you could also, oh good, I'm glad that helped. Those are sort of like my go-tos, but there are a lot of other bases that I like. So for example, I was starting, and hopefully I'll get this up maybe tomorrow, like a blog post about like, ooh, these are all the really good deals on bare yarn. And I list like, I don't know, 20. There have been a few yarn bases over the years that have underwhelmed me a little bit. But then sometimes I take a second look and then I like it more because maybe my expectation has changed, or they really have improved it. Improved the label and like fixed, calling something DK that is clearly not DK and things like that. But yeah. All right. I am going to go put on my dyeing clothes again, and I am finishing up the non-sparkle yarn, the limited edition Hanukkah yarn that I'm dyeing for the Hanukkah special. There's an iCard that links to the Hanukkah sampler pre-order, if you guys want to check that out. But yeah, if all things go well, then all of the dyeing will be done for the whole series. And so I'm really excited about that. But anyway, I'm going to go hop to it, and I will chat with all of you soon. I hope now that I'm finishing up some of these projects, at least the dyeing portion of these projects, I hope to do some more impromptu live streams before the end of the year. So stay tuned, and I will chat with all of you soon. Look. Crochet, thank you so much for the super chat. Oh, I'm so glad that I was able to see that, and thank you before signing off. Thank you so much. That's really, really generous, and I really appreciate it. Yeah, okay. I hope that you guys will have a wonderful evening, and I will chat with all of you soon. Mwah! Bye, everyone. And I missed the X.